Squatter bans landlord from his own $2 million home. Squatter Sang Kim has barred landlord Jaskaran Singh from his $2 million Washington home after refusing to pay rent for 2 years. I gotta ask, how do you not pay rent for 2 years and still not be evicted? Like, I don't really understand how you're still there after years of not paying rent. Why am I paying my rent on time, you know? Like, and also, because of how fucked the housing market is, I'm still in the mindset of when I read $2 million home, I'm like, wow, a McMega mansion with a mini mansion on the side. It's probably got like 15 acres of land and a giant pool, and imagine the views. And then you see the house and it's like some fucking crack shack that has like a 7,000 square foot lot. You would think PMCs or Mercs would be making money evicting these people. You would think so. The owner didn't do the proper legal eviction process, but how do you leave someone in there for 2 years? If someone's supposed to be paying me money and they miss like 1 month, I'm gonna be angry. If they miss a second month, I'm gonna start the process, right? Like, you're not gonna fuck me, you weirdo. 400 square foot with an outhouse, 2 million. There's unironically property in New Hampshire that's like 1 bed, 1 bath, 700 square feet, but it's like $800,000, and I'm just like, you are high out of your fucking mind, dude. Not with that attitude. Singh, a Bellevue landlord, is holding a second protest rally on Saturday after 2 years of Kim living in his rental property without paying rent. The rally will call for Kim to leave the property immediately. What kind of fucking world do we live in where this guy can't get legal help to remove someone from his house, so he has to resort to protesting outside of his own home? I am so fucking confused, dude. While Singh legally owns the home, he's been forced to stay off the premises due to a temporary protection order filed by Kim. This means he must stay 1,000 feet away from the property that he legally owns. During the rally, family members and landlord rights supporters are expected to show in mass numbers, and a GoFundMe in support of Singh has so far raised $1,000 with a $100,000 goal. The fundraiser said it hopes to support Singh as he faces thousands of dollars in lost rent and legal fees. Jaksharan Singh's situation continues to deteriorate as he struggles to remove serial squatter Sang Kim from his Bellevue home. Kim has now stayed in the house for nearly 2 years and refuses to leave or pay rent. This con man and liar has also convinced a King County judge to grant a temporary restraining order against Singh. The Housing Justice Project has stepped up in support of Kim and is offering him free legal assistance and convincing the courts to delay any judgments in the case. This outrageous story has gone viral and shows that mom-and-pop landlords have virtually no protections in Washington state. This is insane to me. Like, I know it's basically normal at this point. Like, we have so many fucking squatter stories, right? But the fact that the person who owns the home has zero legal avenues here, and the person being a scammer gets actual protections from the court. That's like, that's, what the fuck, dude? Why is crowdfunding lost rent? This seems weird. I don't think he's crowdfunding the lost rent. It doesn't say it's for lost rent. I'm sure it's for legal fees. Singh has committed to fight and protest the squatter's continued stay in his residence and said Kim owes roughly $80,000 in unpaid rent. All the neighbors, all the mom and pop landlords are invited to join and raise a voice that this should stop, Singh told local station Como. I've suffered an $80,000 loss. This should stop. This is a fight against injustice. Newsweek reached out to the Housing Justice Project, which represents Kim, for comment via email. I also don't like the name of the Housing Justice Project. Like, I mean, maybe I'm a little tinfoily, but like, hearing housing justice just makes me think subversive language. 2 years of rent cost $80,000. I mean, in Washington, depending on where you are, fucking possibly. I'm not sure how much his monthly rent is, but if the home is $2 million and this guy is renting a $2 million home, that sounds a bit sus. It makes sense if the owner needed to recoup some of the rent money if he has to pay mortgage, energies, and taxes on the property. Also true. Over $3K a month, which, depending on where he lives, would make sense. Over $3K a month is like normal for places like LA. You aren't wrong, that is exactly what the group is for. God damn, my sniffer, it works. Rent in SNH can get up to like 2.5 to 3K a month pretty easily now. I mean, yeah, I couldn't find any places that weren't just like, hey, would you like to rent this closet in my apartment for like under 3.5K in Massachusetts? The townhome across from you is only 2,000 square feet and is like 3,500. Jesus Christ. Do you hate justice? Wow. I am a justice hater. How is this legal? Many watching the landlord drama unfold may be wondering how Kim has a legal right to stay within a home he is no longer paying for. I'm wondering why my music isn't on. There we go, I fixed it. According to Covey Horvat, a real estate broker for the Scott Group, squatters' rights fall under state and local jurisdiction, so the rules vary significantly based on where you live. For many states, there's a certain amount of time that a squatter must inhabit a property before they're afforded rights. The best way for landlords to protect themselves from a Sing Kim legal battle is to run a detailed background check on your potential tenants. That includes calling all their previous landlords. Alan Chang, the founder and president of Vested Title and Escrow, said stories like this one in Bellevue, Washington, have been occurring all over the country in recent years. While tenant rights skyrocketed during the pandemic, landlords faced their own difficulties, also dealing with economic uncertainty and reduced payments on their properties. The pandemic and social media seem to have triggered a broader awareness of eviction prevention in many metros, and there will always be bad actors to take advantage of the system. Chang said he believes that states that lean liberal enforce tenant protection over basic fairness of unjust attachment or enrichment, which can be seen in Washington, an overwhelmingly Democrat state. The generalization is that landlords are a faceless corporation that is out for profit, but there are thousands of mom-and-pop real estate investors that are getting hit hard and losing their principal income streams due to these more known tactics now. I think this was one of the things I said during the COVID issues as well, a long time ago, where because of the deferring of rental payments, while we were getting deferred rent and also getting the checks from the government, people were taking those checks, seeing that they didn't have to pay rent, and then spending that money frivolously on just things that they wanted, instead of spending it on things that could have kept them out of a bad situation. Because for some reason, money management is just a concept fucking lost on so many people in my generation and younger. And from that pandemic, we've now seen an explosion in people squatting instead of actually paying for homes. And I feel like these things are somewhat related. If you were, during the pandemic, someone that was able to get away with not paying rent, and then once, you know, your roosters came home to roost, and you were wanted for the money, you were able to defer the process for months and months and months, dragging it out legally. If you were one of those people, I see zero reason why you wouldn't try to take advantage of the situation further and try to get a whole-ass house for free by taking advantage of the squatting. And in addition to this, all of these squatting stories are exploding all around the same time. Getting a little tinfoily once again, but it doesn't seem normal to me that all of these people, all at the same time, have decided either let's start squatting or let's start talking about it now. So the fact that it seems that it is all concentrated around one period of time is very fishy to me. It's a little fishy, chat. Samuel, thank you for the $10 doodles. Some easy ways to evict squatters that I could share, but this is a sponsored stream, so I can't stay them. Instead, sign up for Raid Shadow Legend using Kirsche's codes. Are you angry about squatters, even though they're not squatting in your property yet? Download Raid Shadow Legends and beat up monsters to take out your anger. It's just like how there's tons of fires popping up in California and other states during election years. Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's just like, how come there's so many squatters taking over people's properties all at the same time? How come there were so many trains getting derailed and exploding all at the same time? Why were all the chicken factories getting lit on fire at the same time? You know, why are all the planes falling out of the skies at the same time? Why is it all happening all at once here?